introduction of power semiconductor devices and thyristor family. So there are many power semiconductors are developed. The more members in the thyristor family. So here in this topic we will study about some different types of power semiconducting devices which is used in power electronics. First, that is power diode. Second, PNP diode or Shockley diode. Third, bijunction transistor, that means BJT. Insulated gate bijunction transistor, IGBT. Power MOSFET, metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. Then next, thyristor, gate turn-off thyristor, GTO. Most controlled thyristor, MST. Programmable UJT, uni-junction transistor, PUT. Next, light activated PUT, that means LAPUT. Silicon unilateral switch, SUS. Silicon bilateral switch, SBS. Third tip, asymmetrical silicon bilateral switch, ASBS. Next, light activated switch, SCR, LASCR. Light activated switch, LAS. Silicon controlled switch, SCS. Light activated silicon controlled switch, LASCS. Static induction thyristor, SIPS. Asymmetrical SCR, ASCR. Reverse conducting thyristor, RCT. Most SCR, diode and triode. Now let me see one by one. First, power diode. So now already I told you, power diode, it is designed for high voltage and high current. That means it is designed for high power. So power diode is used in high power rectifier. It's available in range of 3000 volt, 3500 ampere and 1 kilohertz rating. So there are three types of power diodes are available. First, general purpose diode. Second, fast recovery diode. Third, Schottky diode. So here you can see it has two terminal, anode and cathode. Next, PNP diode or Schottky diode. So it is a 4-layer devices that you can see, PNPN. That means it is a 4-layer PNPN devices. Now the construction of this diode is similarly to the construction of SCR, but there is only one difference. It has no gate terminal. It has no gate terminal. So this type of diodes having only two terminals, anode and cathode. So diode, it is operated in on state or off state. So this type of diode is easily switched from one state to another state. That means it is very easy to change from on condition to off condition as well as off condition to on condition. Here this is the characteristics of PNPN diode. Now next, bijunction transistor, that means BJT. So BJT, here there are two types of BJT, NPN type and PNP type, and it is available in range of 1200 watt up to 400 ampere and its frequency is up to 10 kilohertz. So this is the rating which is available in the market. Now next, insulated gate bijunction transistor, that means IGBT. So it is widely used in the industry. So here this is the symbol of IGBT. It has three terminal, collector, emitter and the gate. So here you can see there is no connection between collector emitter junction to the and the gate. And this IGBT is available in rating of 100, 2000 volt, 400 ampere and 20 kilohertz frequency. Next, power MOSFET. So power MOSFET, it is a very fast switching transistor. And it is also used for low level up to kW and 1 megahertz frequency. So it has 3 terminal, drain, source and gate. And there are 2 types of MOSFETs are available: N channel MOSFET, P channel MOSFET. And you can see the difference only in N channel, the arrow towards the gate. Here the arrow, source arrow, is away from the gate. Next, thyristor. Thyristor is a unique directional conducting devices. That means it is thyristor. So thyristor is a unidirectional conducting devices, and it has 3 terminals: anode, cathode and the gates. It's open when currents flow from gate to cathode. That means not open, it is on when the gate current flows from gate to cathode. So here this is the schematic arrangement of the thyristor, and this is the symbol. So now if the DC supply is applied to this transistor, it remains on even the gate signal is removed. So there is a most important difference. If this thyristor is connected or the DC supply is applied to this thyristor, it remains on even the gate signal is removed. So that is the most important. But when it is connected to the AC supply, it's require triggering pulse at every cycle. So that means without triggering pulse, it cannot turn on. So it's require triggering pulse to turn on at every cycle of AC input supply. Now this is the characteristics. Next, gate turn off thyristor. So GTO is also one type of thyristor, but it is turned on when the positive pulse is applied to the gate with respect to cathode. So it is most important. So here you can see the symbol, and this is the characteristics of the GTO. So it is most important. It is turned on when the positive pulse is applied to the gate with respect to cathode, and it will turn off by applying proper negative pulse. So it requires negative pulse to the turn off. So when we apply sufficient magnetic negative pulse to this GTO, it will turn off. Now next, most controlled thyristor, that means MCT. MCT, it is also a basically thyristor, but 2 MOSFETs are constructed in the gate structure. There is a most difference. So one MOSFET, out of these 2, one MOSFET, it is used to turn on the MCT, and another MOSFET, it is used to turn off the MCT. Next, programmable UJT, that means PUT. So now it is a 4-layer device as well as SCR. Already we have seen SCR is also a 4-layer 3-junction device. So here programmable UJT, it is also 4-layer 3-junction devices. But the gate terminal is taken out from the AND layer, which is nearer to NO. There is a difference between SCR and programmable UJT. So it is most important. So already we have seen that in SCR, the gate signal is taken from the P type material which is nearer to the cathode. But in UJT, only one difference, programmable UJT, the gate terminal is taken out from the AND materials which is nearer to anode terminal. And this type of this type of programmable UJT, it is used in time delay circuit, and it is also used for the triggering the SCR. Next, light activated programmable UJT, LAPUT. So here this is the symbol of the light activated PUT. So this is a programmable UJT, but it is operated on the line. That means when light falls on these devices, it will turn on. So that's why it is called light activated PUT. Now next, silicon unilateral switch. Silicon unilateral switch. So now its construction, it is similarly to the programmable UJT. But the avalanche diode, here avalanche diode is fabricated between gate and cathode. Avalanche diode is fabricated between gate and cathode. So this S operated on the fixed anode cathode voltage. That means it requires sufficient or fixed voltage to operate or to turn on. So here already I told you the one avalanche diode, that is your avalanche diode fabricated between gate and cathode. Next, silicon bilateral switch. So silicon bilateral switch. So here this is the symbol. It has three terminals: anode 1, anode 2, and the cathode. This is the equivalent circuit of the silicon bilateral switch. So as shown in this figure, in these two identical SUS structure are connected in inversely parallel. Here you can see two SUS, that means silicon unilateral switch. So here this is the unilateral switch that already we have seen. So now two, that means this silicon bilateral switch consists of two silicon unilateral switch, but they are connected in anti-parallel. Both are connected in anti-parallel. So due to this switch, it is switched by both polarity voltage. So it is used for triggering the trial. Because due to this anti-parallel connection, this silicon bilateral switch is operated by both polarity. It may be positive or negative, it will turn on or switch. So due to this reason, this silicon bilateral switch is used to provide triggering pulse to the trial. Next, asymmetrical silicon bilateral switch, ASBS. Now in this type of switch, one Zener diode is connected in SBS, silicon bilateral switch. So that means one Zener diode is connected in series. Here you can see one Zener diode. It acts in such a way that it is designed in such a way that one Zener diode is connected in this SBS. Do you understand? It works as a SBS is work as a one Zener diode is connected in series. Now due to this Zener diode, a characteristics of this asymmetrical silicon bilateral switch becomes asymmetrical because switching voltage VS1 is increased up to Zener avalanche voltage. Next, light activated SCR, LASCR. So here you can see the symbol of light activated SCR. It is also three-terminal device, anode, cathode and gate. But when light falls on the silicon wafer which is provided on the thyristor, generates electron holes pair which turn on the SCR. So do you understand? When light falls on the silicon wafers of thyristor, generates electron hole pairs which will turn on the SCR, and it is available in range of 6 kilowatt and 3.5 kilo ampere. Now next, light activated switch. Light activated switch. So it is activated by here. Here it is activated by the photocurrents, and it's equivalent to the light activated reverse blocking diode. Now next, silicon controlled switch, SCS. Now SCS, it is nothing but 4-terminal type thyristor. 4-terminal type thyristor, anode, cathode, anode gate and cathode gate. So here we are taking two gates, one from P type material which is nearer to cathode, and another gate taken from the N type of material which is nearer to the N. So that's why it is called 4-terminal devices. So SCS is turn on or turn off by any gate signal. We are using any gate signal, anode gate signal or cathode gate signal to turn on or to turn off the SCS, silicon controlled switch, and it is available in range of 100 volt and 200 microampere. Next, light activated silicon control switch, LASCS. Now it is a silicon control switch, but it is operated by light. So that's why it is called light activated silicon control switch, and its characteristics is similarly to the SCS. Next, static induction thyristor. So static induction thyristor, when positive pulse is applied between gate and cathode, device will turn on, and it will turn on by applying enough or sufficient magnitude of negative pulse as given in GTO, gate turn off thyristor. SITH is available in the range of 2500 watt and 500 ampere. Now next, asymmetrical SCR. It is also one type of thyristor, but it is designed in such a way that it operates on the minimum negative reverse voltage. Do you understand? It is operated on the negative reverse voltage, but its value is very less. So it is a design in such a way that now its forward blocking voltage is from 400 volt to 2000 volt, and reverse blocking voltage is 20 volt to 30 volt, which reduce the turn on and turn off time. Blocking, that means up to this 20 volt it will not turn off. It is sufficient to block this voltage, and this device it will not turn on up to its blocking voltage. It is used for 20 kilohertz or higher frequency. 20. Reverse conducting thyristor, that means RCT. So now it is a special type of ASCR. Its reverse blocking capacity is 0. So due to this zero currents, it reduces the size of the heatsink, and also it reduces the size of the converter. So here you can see two diodes are connected in anti-parallel. It has three terminal: anode, gate and cathode. So this is the equivalent circuit. Now next, MOS SCR. It is a planar type diffuse thyristor. A MOSFET is placed between cathode and N base of thyristor, and it's provide or it's offer very high input impedance, and it is very fast turn off device. Next, diode. So this is the symbol of diode. It has two terminal, MT1 and MT2. This is the characteristics of diode. So diode is a bidirectional conducting device. That means it conducts in any direction. So that's why it is called bidirectional. That means current flow from upper to lower as well as lower to upper. So due to this, it is used for triggering the triode and the SCR. Next, triode. So triode, it is also a bidirectional conducting device. Biconducting device. It has three terminal, MT1, MT2 and gate. Here you can say it is also bidirectional device, but it has no gate. That's why it is called diode. And in triode we are introducing one gate terminal. That's why it is called triode. It is used to drive the AC loads, and it is available in range of 1200 volt and 300 ampere.